Welcome, everyone, to our first edition of the Charles White State Farm Coaches Show. We're excited today to be joined by Coach Dalton, our head volleyball coach. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good. Thank you very much. Notice how I said Coach Dalton. I want to say congratulations on your marriage this summer, and
Thank
that's
you.
awesome.
Thank you so much. It's lots of fun. We're excited.
Good deal. Well, happy for you. So, how long have the girls been here on campus, and what have you guys been up to?
We moved in at the end of July, so we had some time to get together as a team, and that was our main priority coming into campus. We've got lots of new kids this year, and so it was really nice to see the old kids meet up with the new kids. We actually did a scavenger hunt that went around Guyman and Goodwell, so there's some fun pictures on our Instagram of that. They just kind of explored the town, got to know each other, got to visit all the fun little niche spots in town. So it's been fun. And then we kind of hit the ground running. We've had about a week and a half, maybe 2.5 weeks, where we've just been really focused on hitting it hard, getting conditioned, getting ready for our season, making sure that we're ready to compete this year.
So you talked about, a week and a half or 2 weeks of practice. Are you guys able to go multiple practices in a day, or are you lifting? What is it what's a day look like for Aggie volleyball right now?
Yeah, so our 2-a-days actually just ended. So if you see
Girls
them,
happy about that?
if you see them, give them a hug. But they actually did really well in both of our 2-a-days. So we went pretty hard, long hours. We were up early. We started practice around 5:30. And then rounded out our day around 6 o'clock. And so our girls really put in a lot of work to be here in the morning, to be here a little bit later. They ate and slept between then, and so I think that's what it is right now, to be competitive and to prepare for what we've got ahead of us.
Nice. So you talked a little bit about new players meeting the old players and vice versa. What's the breakdown of the roster? Is it a lot of returners? Is it a lot of newbies? Kind of what's the breakdown look like?
Yeah, so as far as like returners and newbies, we're split almost dead center. We are senior heavy though, which is nice for us this year. A little bit more experience, a little bit better IQ volleyball, so it's fun to watch them work with the ball, to work with each other, to do some really cool stuff. As far as our returners, we have some really athletic kids coming in. We've got some great middles coming in that'll have a really big impact for us this year. And so I think that's our main thing this year, is just kind of getting our whole team on the same page, which is why we spent a little bit more time together at the beginning, just kind of getting everyone in the same place, talking with each other, communicating, and building some rapport so we can head into season.
Of your new players, is it a mix of high school and junior college transfers? What's kind of the mix with the new players?
Yeah, for our new kids, let me think how many freshmen we have. I think we have 3 or 4 freshmen. And so we brought in some transfers. So again, about split dead center on that one. We've got some freshmen, we've got some transfers. Again, the experience that we have is really nice for our freshmen to look up to, and to really set the pace that we're aiming for this year.
Let's hit a little bit on last year as we look forward to this year. Kind of talk a little bit about last year. It was your first year here with Aggie volleyball. What were your impressions of the conference and just the league and just our program in general? Kind of what was the few things you took away from last year's season?
Yeah, within our conference, there's really structured, well-coached teams. And so going into that, I think that one thing that was really important for us to focus on was all being on the same page. So it was my job to create some systems that were efficient and effective. And it was our girls' job to catch on and to really latch on and implement those systems and stuff like that. So I think about mid-season last year, we were all on the same page. So the advantage to that is that we all got on the same page, and we've got a lot of those kids coming back. I think the other advantage to that is that we have a solid group of kids who are on the same page, who are welcoming in the new kids and getting them on the same page as well. So I think my takeaway from last year was that we've all got to work together. On the back of our warm-ups, it says one team, one dream. So we're all in it together. We're all on the same page, and we're ready to hit it.
I know it's early, a couple weeks of practice, but what do you think the 2025 Aggie volleyball team, what are the strengths going to be for this group so far? What do you think?
Man, we have some really big kids this year. Big as in personality, tall of course, but some kids that'll light up the floor for us. I mean, We've got some middles that'll put a lot of pressure on a lot of defenses. We also have some defensive players that are going to be really big for us this year. Some kids that, again, they're just scrappy. They like to work hard. And I think that's what our program has transformed and turned into, is a little bit more of a scrappy, gotta earn it type of style of volleyball.
Good deal. And kind of on the same mindset, what are the biggest things right now that jump out to you about what the girls need to improve on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would say we're still getting used to each other. So those 8 that are coming back are really used to the systems that we run. They're really used to the tempo that we run. They're really used to the people that are beside them. And so it's been difficult for us to work in those new kids into our flow. I think we're at a good point as far as everyone being on the same page with what needs to happen. And so we're working on ironing out all the edges.
Can you talk a little bit about specifically some returners that you are counting on you talked about being senior heavy. Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit about, and specifically some returners that you're counting on to have good years for you?
Yeah. So both of our setters are seniors, so that's really big. So I think that'll be really great for us. Offensively, they're really smart kids, and so they'll work well with all of our hitters, especially the newbies coming in. But I think we've got Ava Newby, who's on our right side. She was leading our team in kills, so she'll be a big kid for us again this year. And then not a senior, but one of our returners, Taylor Alston, both Taylors, Taylor Alston, Taylor Silva, outsides that make a really big amount of noise in the conference already. And so they're going to be really instrumental in us being able to elevate our offense, but also remain consistent in the fact that they're moving the ball around, and giving us opportunities to score. So,
talk a little bit about some newbies. What you're expecting from them, and some ones that we can maybe look at for when you guys start this weekend.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we've got some big middles again. So both of them. Skyla Stark is one of our newest kids. And then we've got Kaylin Lewis in the middle as well. And so all kids that are very athletic, and that will be very instrumental for us again.
Your first year in the SAC last year, in the conference, what when you see the Sooner Athletic Conference in volleyball, what jumps out to you? You talk about structure and being well coached, but style of play, what really jumps out to you about the SAC and how our girls can make some noise?
Yeah, I think consistently across the board, you see some older kids in our conference that kind of lead teams really well. So you kind of look around and there's lots of teams that have 3 or 4 older kids that are, leading in their kills or their digs or something like that. So I think across the board, it's just kind of a consistent as far as having strong leadership within the teams on the court. And you can see that. I mean, last year, yeah, we just saw some really great kids that graduated or that are still at their teams making a really big impact. So I think across the conference, the coaches do a really good job of recruiting kids that have the ability to not only play a high level of volleyball, but to think through a high level of volleyball.
It's not just physical.
It's not just physical, yes, and we are learning that as well. It's a high IQ sport, and so the better you can think through it, the better you are.
Well, it's high IQ. That's why I couldn't do it. So that, and I couldn't jump, and I wasn't very athletic. So we have 3 matches this weekend that we open up with. Can you talk a little bit about, those 3 matches and what you're expecting, and just kind of what the outlook is for this weekend?
Yeah, we went to Bethel last year. We played some different teams. But overall, it's still a really competitive tournament. I think a lot of the Kansas teams that we do play are solid Kansas teams. It's a really competitive conference over there as well. And so we're preparing for us to have to fight some uphill battles. I think that's accurate to say. I think we're prepared to fight uphill battles as well. And so going into this weekend, we've been really focused on kind of like get in and get out. Let's go in, let's be efficient, let's play hard, let's make some noise, and then let's go home. So yeah, I think we're preparing to really have an impactful weekend, very efficient weekend.
What's obviously you want to win every match and you want to make the postseason and the conference tournament, but what are maybe some goals that you and the girls have set this year to kind of let us know what you guys are looking, what your expectations are for this year?
Yeah. Again, our shirts on the back say "One Team, One Dream." So our ultimate goal for this year is to present ourselves as one. Being a united force on campus, in the classrooms, on the court as well, having our bench just as energetic as our people on the court, having that consistent flow of communication within our systems, within each other, girls to me, girls to captains, everyone on the same page. So I think that's our biggest goal, to get everyone on the same page and then to stay there consistently throughout the season.
So be on the same page, the wins will take care of themselves, right?
Yep, everything else usually falls into place.
That's right. Talk a little bit about what do your girls do off the court to have fun here in Goodwell? That's always a interesting thing for our kids out here in no man's land, which we love. But what, I guess, just kind of let people know, like, what do you as a team, but also maybe on their own, what do the girls do to kind of have fun and enjoy their time here at OPSU?
Yeah, and well, right now, if you ask them, they'd probably be asleep in their rooms from 2 days. But I think overall they enjoy going to the movies together. They enjoy eating. There's a bunch of restaurants that I'll find them at. Walmart's become a frequent place for them as well. I can always find them. But there's lots of niche spots that they like to go to. There's some cool like nutritional drink places that they like to go to. I have a pretty chill team, and so they like to just kind of hang out, and I absolutely adore that. So
chill is easy to have, isn't it?
Chill is easy. Chill is fun. We get to, team meals are one of my favorite things, and I guess there's two when we go to their places that they like. So that's one way. You'll always find some at a restaurant.
As you get started in your second year, kind of reflect a little bit your first year at OPSU, maybe some things that surprised you in a good or bad way, or just kind of talk a little bit about your time so far here at OPSU and what you've enjoyed and what you're looking forward to.
Yeah, I think one of the pleasant surprises was how involved the community is with the college. You can go to big universities and you see shirts in stores and stuff like that, but you don't really see the people interacting with the students or the staff and things like that. And I would say it's the complete opposite here. There's people that see us in the grocery store and know that we're, I'm the volleyball coach or the girls play volleyball and stuff like that. So just having the community here, even though we're a little bit of a smaller town and smaller university, we still have a really strong community behind us. And I think we can use that not only on the court, but off the court. Our girls know that they have a lot of resources. So that's been really nice. I love my time. I love my job. I always say that. The girls make fun of me, but I really do. I genuinely love being here. I love my kids. I love all that kind of stuff.
We love having you. Talk about the NAI level for volleyball. A lot of people get caught up in Division II, Division I, NAI, junior college. I believe every level is a good level. There's always good and bad teams at each level. But talk a little bit about NAI volleyball. I don't think people realize how good NAI volleyball is.
Yeah, I think we're a really competitive league in general. And there's statistics that say about 1% to 2% of athletes get to be at a collegiate level. So that's not even talking professional. So I think if anyone's got an opportunity to play, whether it's at a junior college, at NAI, Division 1 through 3, I say you're winning. There's so much that you learn from sports. There's so much that you get to do, so many valuable experiences, so many places you get to see. And so, just the NAI as a whole, I think, again, embodies that as a whole. If you get to play, you get to do something that a bunch of people wish they were doing. So
that's right. Well, Coach, we appreciate your time today. We want to wish you the best of luck this weekend and make sure that all you guys out there come out to Anchor D Arena and check the girls out. And we're excited for you guys to get the season started and rocking and rolling.
Thank you. We are too.
Well, that's our first episode of the Charles White State Farm Coaches Show. We look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.